Thank you for joining me for one of my first episodes of Cousin Krista. I'm excited. Girl, we've been talking about it forever. I've been talking about doing some kind of show or something where I can invite you and I can invite others and I can have fun with people. And I'm just really excited for this opportunity for it to happen now. Yeah, it's been years. It's been years in the making.
Well, I'm so happy to be here. Happy to do this with you, girl.
So, since everybody's probably new with us, my name is Crystal and my show is Cousin Crystal. We're going to be handling all kind of crazy stuff. We'll be talking about relationships, about work, about friendships, about cousins, um, everything under the sun, things that people don't want to touch on, we try to touch on. And so I'm with my cousin, sister, best friend, Ebony.
Yeah.
And
Hey,
so,
y'all. Nice to meet y'all.
right? And so, I guess like we kind of just did this impromptu. We wanted to see how it works out. I asked Ebony, like, hey, when are you available? She's like, I'm available right now. I'm like, girl, I gotta get ready real quick. Hold up. She stays ready. Okay. All the time she's
Always.
ready. So, yeah, we're just gonna come up and talk a little bit, let you know more about the show and what it offers, and then kind of give you a little sneak peek of like kind of things that we talk about and how the flow is gonna be sometimes. Sometimes, most of the time, it'll just be me by myself, handling some topics, and then sometimes I'll have some cousins and some aunties on. That also includes some of our viewers. And so if you have any questions, you have a good idea for a topic or anything, like definitely email me. I'll put my email in the description and let's take it from there. So what has been going on with you? Ebenezer, that's what we call it, Ebenezer sometimes.
Well, I have just been living my life, taking care of my boys, taking care of my health. I mean, well, endless things. I've been having other stuff that I have been going through with a former employer, but
Oh,
other
girl,
than that, I'm
both of
in
us.
my new peaceful place. I'm planning on moving. I just got everything in the works. Everything in the works.
Yes. All right. So Ebony and I, we share that same like vibe right now. We have some work stuff going on. We got some movements that's gonna happen. We're excited for the future. We've been taking care of our family and our kids, and so it's kind of like one of those things like when it rains it pours. But right now it was raining a long time. It was like storming, right? It was like a thunderstorm for a while. But now it's kind of like after the rain it clears up and then now you're starting to see that grass and get that good smell, that grass,
Yeah.
wet grass smell and everything. So I'm ready for this harvest. I really am. So speaking of work, I declared this week work week. On my Instagram, I've been talking about, not Instagram, well, my Instagram too, but mostly my TikTok. I've been posting things about what's been going on in my job. I'm gonna fix the camera real quick. So I've been talking about a little bit what's been going on in my job. And since then I haven't shared with my peoples, my cousins, that I actually had to stop working there because it was just I knew I couldn't go back that Monday. So last Friday, I was like, that's it, y'all. I can't do it. Um, I'll elaborate a little bit more of my story, but you mentioned your job too. I know you can't talk too much about what's been going on, but I know what's been going on, and I know that it's a lot with jobs. So we just want to encourage y'all, if you're going through some stuff with your job, you're not in it alone. Today I took therapy. I started my therapy today, and I told my therapist that it feels like I was in like a abusive relationship with my job. She validated that feeling. She's like, yeah, it was abusive relationship what you're describing. So how would you describe, it doesn't have to be the job that the most recent job, but how would you describe one of your jobs?
Well, I'll just say
Past jobs.
the one that I did have previously, it was a very, very good job. It was very friendly, very caring. I mean, family oriented. I mean, it was like all that kumbaya. I mean, everything was everything. All the stars. You got all the bells and whistles. I mean, it was a beautiful relationship. I really loved working there.
Mhm.
Um, then it started to trickle down. But
Mhm.
you started when you start to work at a job and you've been there for a while, of course, like any relationship in the beginning, it's all sweet. You're in that honeymoon phase.
Mhm.
Once the honeymoon phase is over, then that's when you start to get into the nitty gritty. And that's when it starts to come real, and you start to
Right.
see all these, flags, and little red and yellow and flags and everything. But and then you have those managers that are just team too much. And I did have a manager. Let's just say she was very exciting and extra. Sometimes in a positive way, and other times it was just like, okay, girl, where are we going? Like,
Right. What direction are you taking us? Because it seems like you're making this up as you go.
yes, like, why did I get on this train? Where the hell are we going? And how can I get off? That's
For
how
real.
I.
Yeah. Yeah. That's that. Yeah. I know everybody can relate to that. Um, I had I worked for a school district, so for like many years I've worked for school district. This is my third school district that I was working for, and I this is my first time having like well, actually my second time, but my first time in this school district having a new principal. So like the first person who hired me on, he was new, first year principal, and then she's new, first year principal, and the previous job it was a very seasoned principal. So like going from like a seasoned principal where everything's like, I mean, they could wait. You know what? Just handle this, handle that, handle this, to almost like a frantic, like everything's a party, everything's a party, everything's a party. I was like, sometimes I felt like you said, like, why the heck did I sign up for this? Let me off this train, like toot toot, I'm done. So I could relate to that because that no, don't do your. When I become a boss, well, I'm a boss already, but you know what I mean. When I become a real boss with a real business, I will not be doing that to my people. People, future people, hear me out, y'all. I will not be doing that to you. I promise, okay? I'm a little cray cray, but I'm not gonna like have my people all like let me off this fucking train. Anyways, so needless to say, I was a manager, but my old job, like my old people in my old jobs, like texted me like, come back, come back. There's no, there's no place for me there. Like, what do you mean come back? What you guys gonna do? Fire the other one that took my place? But so I know I did something right, right? But we're good workers, girl. We're good workers. Don't let them tell us we're not. We're good workers.
Oh yeah, we definitely is. And one thing that I also want to talk about with employers, and I'm pretty sure that your cousins had experienced this too. When you're at a job and everything's going well, you do your job right, but when you notice that somebody's getting done wrong, you know how there's some people that shy away, don't say nothing. But I'm the
Not
type
you.
of person.
Not you.
I'm the type of person that I'm gonna call you on it. So I'm like, look, you shouldn't be doing X, Y, and Z to this person. This person's a really good person, and I feel like you was in the wrong for letting them go, or
Hmm.
yelling at them and stuff like that. And when you stand up for somebody else, sometimes that can cause problems for you at the end of the
Oh yeah.
job.
Oh yeah. It's a very
And
dog
that's
eat
what
dog.
happened with me.
Yeah.
And I tell you, I went through a whole lot of bullshit.
Hmm.
Employer. I mean, he was trying to run me through loops. I mean, any and which way he would try to turn
Hmm.
my colleagues against me. He was yelling at
Hmm.
me, trying to embarrass me in front of my colleagues, and I took it on with a grain of
Hmm.
salt.
Hmm.
Uh, I know Crystal know me because I
Yeah,
I
you don't.
pop
You're
off
not one
real
to bite your tongue. That's for sure.
real I go crazy real quick. He ain't seen.
The other
I
side.
call my
She got
other
some
side
alter egos.
Compton, just for the cousins to know. My other side is called Compton. They didn't see Compton. But boy, when I had got off of work, I had an ear I had an earful for somebody. But needless to say, I left that job. I go back and visit sometimes.
Mhm.
And I mean, it does not move without me. They ask me to come back all the time.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
after I left, he's seen how much I did for that job. And I'm pretty sure you guys had jobs like that too, is where you are the centerpiece. You actually the glue that holds everything together.
Right.
And then the minute you leave and it falls apart. And then that's when they realize all the stuff that you had did. And now they trying to recreate you, but they can't because there's only one you. Let it be known. Put that out there.
For real. For real. Girl. 100%. Like, absolutely. Almost all the jobs that I have ever had, and then I don't job hop a lot. I usually stay on my job for years. So people they took what I did for granted, I could tell. Cause then when like my first job that I got laid off, well, my second job that I got laid off, um, right before the pandemic, everybody knew what I did. They knew my skill set. They knew I was the best. I ain't gonna lie, I was the best. Um, because they tell me this today, so that's why I can say it. Hi y'all, if y'all watching. Anyways, so like I put my heart and soul in that, and it's hard whenever you have a supervisor who doesn't do the same, and you see them slipping up, and you see them, especially like I work with kids, right? So it was like seeing that they don't really care about the kids. That's kind of I wouldn't say that they didn't care about the kids. They were lazy. They were lazy. That's it. They were lazy. And when you're lazy and you're dealing with kids, they fall beneath the cracks, like in between the cracks. And I wasn't having my kids fall in between the cracks. I had about 42 kids that I was in charge of, and foster youth kids and students. And it was really hard seeing like I'm coming out my pocket doing things for these kids. And when I asked that person like, hey, well, I see we have this opportunity, this program, this organization wants to come in and give us gift cards for these kids, or give us shoes, or give us backpacks or clothing. Oh, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with that. That's too much. That's too much. It's like, but you're rich. Like literally,
Mm-hmm.
they come for money. So it's like, you never had to have the struggle of not having shoes, or not having your basic needs provided, or having, I mean, shoot, I was in a foster youth, so I don't even know how it is to be removed from your home and then placed in some stranger's home, not knowing if that stranger is a good person or a bad person. So these kids would share a lot of stories with me, and it would break my heart. And then so I wanted to go out my way with them for them, because they were trying. Most of them were really trying. Like they came from the system, like the juvenile hall system, and they really wanted to do really good for the most part. Now, not all of them. Y'all know who you are if you're watching. Holla at Miss Crystal. I got you still. But a majority of them really wanted to do good by me, because I did good by them. And so to have a supervisor who don't see what you do, or I think that person saw what I did but was a little intimidated. I ain't gonna lie. That's kind of what people had told me. And because I thought she and I were friends, I took it as like, no, why would she be intimidated by me? She's beautiful, she's educated, she's this, she's that. And I didn't see myself in the light that other people saw me in. But then now that I'm a little more grown and I still talk to my old coworkers, I'm like, okay, I see it now. Um, so with that said, it's just like, if you're in this place, you're a supervisor, like, who does the job. Y'all know who are the hard workers, who will speak out and tell you the truth about yourself, tell you the truth about everything, what's going on in the company. Like, stop taking advantage of us. Like, really. But also then, are we dumb? Are we dumb for caring so hard? You know what I mean? Like, are we dumb? When it's with kids, I'm never going to not care. Like, I'm going to always care 100%. The adults, I'm like, I stopped caring. I think I stopped caring probably last year. It took me a while. So what do you think? Do you think we done for caring? Like, should we, is there like some happy medium? Maybe we just let stuff slide if it doesn't. I don't know. What's the answer? What do y'all think, cousins? Leave it in the comments if you have an answer for us, because I really don't know.
Because for me, I think that, I mean, I wouldn't say dumb. I would say that, and it's a good thing at times to wear your heart on your sleeve
Mm-hmm.
and to show something called emotion and empathy and sympathy, which a lot of these managers and corporations they lack of.
Mm-hmm.
So when you actually have a heart and you find a heartbeat at a job, that's what you cling to. That's what you gravitate to. And I think that that's actually a positive thing. Yeah, you might be a little overworked because of it, but at the end of the day, it's that child, that senior citizen,
Mm-hmm.
wherever you work, that you know that you're making a difference for somebody else.
Right. It's always for the other person. It's for
Mm-hmm.
me, the organization, I've stopped caring about the organization because even like most of my adult experience has been within education, right? And but talking to you, talking to my sister, talking to my titi, talking to, that's my best friend, you guys will learn about her. But talking to my husband, talking to other people, they're experiencing the same systematic issues that I was. And I'm just like, okay, so it's not just on that one industry, it's like spread out, you know? And it's just trickle, like you said, it trickles down. It trickles down from the head to the bottom. And I feel like as you're going up, you know, the ladder, do people, is there some kind of change that happens to you where you're just like, I'm overwhelmed, it's too much, fuck it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know the answer because I haven't moved that higher. I mean, I've been a manager, but it was like, you know what I mean? It was different than being quote unquote hired help, like being an assistant to the management that I did before. It was way more stressful. When I was assistant, I lived my life. I did my job that they told me to do. It was manageable for me. As a manager, I was losing my shit. Like whoa, it was just coming left and right. So I wonder, as our bosses go up and up and up and up, if it's more of like more or less of that, like let the let the what's the saying go, let the cards where fall where they shall, or I forgot that saying, you know.
Let the cards fall where they lay.
Yeah, thank you. So but there's
Okay,
another one
for
too, and I think I'm mixing up two of them. But yeah, so that's what I'm thinking is happening. um okay, so what do you have off the top of your head, a funny story, like your funniest story, work related story that you could think of?
Hmm. Okay.
Okay.
My most funniest story, and I told this story plenty of times. This is gonna be the first time y'all hear it. But I was younger. I was in my 20s. I could say the name of the company because I still love the company. I was working for TSC Security, working for 49ers, and it was the Battle of the Bay. And I know for all California people, you know what the Battle of the Bay was. You know how it was. You know how we get rowdy with the 49ers and the Raiders. Now,
Hmm.
of course, they
When
in
the Raiders
Vegas,
were out here in Oakland. Yep.
Yeah. And there was a fight. It was at the end of the game.
Uh-huh.
There was a fight. I was working in the parking lot, the L lot. Now you got this man who is 6'5". You got another man who's probably about 6'2" or 6'3". He's about over 6'2".
Uh-huh.
Both about 200, 300 pounds. And you got little old me. I'm only 5'1". At that time, I was only 100. I was only 125, 35 pounds.
Hmm.
And I'm over here trying to break up this fight in the
No.
middle with these two guys. And I'm trying to call radio for backup at the same time. like, stop. Okay, look, I understand you lost. And then I had to side. I mean, y'all should be used to losing. But at the same don't piss the Raider fans. I'm just saying, at that time, they had a lot of losses. And so I'm over here trying to break up the fight. I'm trying to get back up. That I have backup coming. But you see this little old girl just trying to push one person on one side and throw another person on the other side. I'm trying to be
Uh-uh.
nice at the same time because I don't want to lose my job. So if you guys can imagine, close your eyes and imagine a little girl. Seems like 'cause I was only in my 20s.
I was gonna say you probably
I
was in your
won
20s.
trying to break up these fight with these two big Amazon looking men.
So what ultimately happened? Did they stop?
Yeah, they stopped. I was able to get back up, and then also the police had came.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I explained what happened, but that was
That's funny.
that would be one of my most hilarious stories. And I say it all
Girl.
the time when I'm on my interviews. That's how I get the job.
Ah, cause you brave, girl. You ain't scared of no fight, even if they Amazonic.
Even if they Amazon. No, I don't.
Girl, that's funny. I'm trying to think of a funny. So much stuff has happened at work. One that comes. It actually happened recently, like months ago. But so I was at work. I said, okay, it's the last week of school. I'm gonna wear this cute little dress, brand new dress I bought. It was really cute. A blue, like a navy blue dress, right? It wasn't really short, like maybe at my knee length. So where I was walking, I didn't know until after. There's gushes of winds that happen. like And so I was
Yeah.
walking and I stopped the principal. It was a male at the time. And he was with a little boy. And I'm like, hey, so I'm asking him. And all of a sudden, a gush of wind comes up under my dress, start pulling up my dress. And I'm over here pushing it down. I lean against the wall. And girl, okay, y'all, I had like a thong on, right? So my whole behind showing. And I'm leaned up against the wall, but my dress is up in my back. And I was so embarrassed. I was like, and I called the principal's name. I was like, Mister, help me. I was freaking out because I didn't care about him, right? Because I'm like, he a grown ass man. He can handle he can handle whatever, right? He can close his eyes, whatever. I was more worried about traumatizing the little boy. So I'm like, help me. And then so the principal, he's looking away. He's like, I can't help you. It'll be weird. It'll be weird. And then a female came across, and I'm like this, and I'm trying to hold it in between my legs. I'm like, help me. So she started walking over, and I'm telling her what's happening, and she's like, oh, I didn't even notice. Like, it looked like you had shorts on. I was like, I don't have shorts. And so I finally get in the hallway, and everything was fine. But I was like, never again am I wearing that dress unless if I put like shorts on under it. But I haven't worn that dress since. It's a cute dress, but wind. So yeah, it was so embarrassing. He saw my black behind, probably what underwear I had on, a little fuba and everything, girl. He saw my fuba. Um,
Girl, you had
and
a whole Marilyn Monroe moment, girl.
girl, everything, okay? I said, oh Lord, my husband, poor husband, this man saw all my stuff that my husband see. Girl, I was, well, we have about 10 minutes left. And so, I just want to remind you guys, this is a new show for me. I will be definitely having my sister, friend / cousin on again. Y'all give her a thumbs up. This is our first time doing this thing. Thank you for bearing with us. And remember to subscribe, to like, to share, do all those things so that we can keep this going because I like doing this. But I want to involve you. This is a show that involves you, my cousins, and my aunties, because aunties are wise, right? So whenever you have a problem and you scared to go to your mama, who you gonna call? Your cousin, your best friend, or your auntie. So that's what this show is for. Like, aunties are gonna give some wisdom, and cousins, and this is like an open forum. We're supposed to be helping each other out, especially us as sisters, like getting together. Sometimes my husband might be on, but it's okay. He could join a little bit. We like to hear the guy's opinion on certain topics. Not all of them, but certain ones, y'all know. But yeah, and yeah, so we'll be covering all kind of topics. Ask ask cousin Crystal at gmail.com. You can also message me questions or topics that you think you want us to cover. And if you want Ebony to be here to cover with me, or my husband Hector, y'all meet him later, or just me, myself, and we're fine with that. But I just want to tell you again, Ebenezer, my cousin, my sister, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for blessing us with your presence. And I hope you can do this more and more times, because I already promised our other cousins, our new cousins, that you're going to do it. So you're going to do it.
Okay, well, I was so glad. I had so much fun being on the show. And of course, I'll come on anytime. Just give me a call. You know I'm always ready.
I know you stay ready. You stay woke and you stay ready, girl. And if y'all wondering where...
Get ready if you already ready, girl.
Girl, oh, gotta give a little shout out to my daughter. My little earrings I had to wear, you know, Maya and I, we make little earrings last year, you know, girl. And I saw that they matched your shirt. I was like, my little evil eye earrings, if y'all wondering. We make them sometimes. Anyway, so until next time, y'all. Bye. Oh, and remember, I'm your cousin, not your therapist, but I got ya.